Welcome to Cyprian TV. My name is Abdul Mukwa. This is another conversation we're having right from Wamunyoro, our Wamunyoro Hotel in KISII County. Today here we are delighted to host Mheshimiwa from KISII County, and of course Mheshimiwa, thank you so much for creating time for this conversation. And karibu sana.
Thank you, Abel. How are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to host you, and thank you so much. It's been a short while and it was really interview.
Yeah, asante sana. I want to thank first the channel led by Cyprian. I see her doing a very good job online, and anytime you call upon me to come and explain or share experience or share knowledge, I always try to avail myself. I'm sorry, we agreed I was to have this interview earlier on in the morning, but I was engaged. But this is the right time God had created for us. So I hope we'll have a fruitful engagement.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.
Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Michael Mutume. Michael Mutume comes from Masige East Ward, which is in Bubasa County, in KISII County. This is my first time to be a member of the County Assembly of KISII, and I've served for the last almost 3 years, and the experience is fulfilling. I hope we're going to share more on the challenges that I've had and the successes that I've had, because leadership, it's just it's shared responsibility, because I cannot say that it's a person who leads. It's a communal responsibility that makes leadership a success. So in my tenure of 3 years so far, I have my hits and I have my misses, but I hope I'll finish well and I will finish on top notch.
Top notch.
Yes.
That's the wish of the common one. Now let me dive into the conversation today. Let me start from the county. So far, at the MCS of KISII County, are you people doing your proper oversight for which required the Constitution?
Thank you, Abel. Always many journalists, they do ask that question. And even our people who go in there, what's the work of MCS really? Because MCS mostly, many times you find them from a tanker. You know, we have become like a professional mourners. You will find on Fridays many MCS in KISII County, in Kenya. You check their Facebook page, you will find their posted eulogies there. I attended the funeral here, I attended it. Until somebody will wonder, what is really the job of MCS? I want to bring it up to speed to you and to your listeners and those who are viewing, that the Constitution that gave us devolution erred so much in trying to give autonomy to the county assemblies. What is happening is, despite the fact that county assemblies should be independent of the executive of counties, that does not happen when it comes to revenue sharing or when we share money or finances or facilitation. Counties, they are held captive with the executive, and executive, I mean the people who the governor leads. Your viewers should understand that the county has two distinctive formations. We have the executive, where the governor is the boss, with the ministers, with chief officers, directors, and all those who work under the government. That is called the government.
Yes.
Because even if you left office, you will leave those engineers, those directors in office. They are permanent and pensionable. And we have another arm of government called the assembly, where our boss is the speaker, then MCS. Now, these two arms should work independently. But because the Constitution did not give autonomy to the assembly, we do beg the executive for facilitations, even in salaries. Actually, if the governor has not signed approval for the MCS to be paid the salaries, we will not be paid. And that negates that which we are supposed to do constitutionally in terms of oversight.
Yes.
So it's not about the issue of our governor in KISII or Nyamira. Anyway, this is a nationally. That the law that gave birth to county assemblies never gave it full teeth to bite. Our roles are supposed to be three. And the distinctive ones is to represent the people from our wards, to oversight the executive, where the governor is the boss, and also to legislate in terms of passing laws or bylaws. Every county passes bylaws. The bylaws, they are operational in a confinement of a specific county. There are laws that, like now in the KISII County Assembly, we passed a bill yesterday about the coffee farmers, where we wanted to fund them, we support them so that we can revive the coffee farming in KISII County. That is only a law that only happens in KISII County. It does not affect other counties.
Yes.
That is how we should work. I mean, we should customize our laws to suit our needs in the counties. That which we are doing very well. The issue of oversight, which you asked, most counties are poorly performing in terms of oversight. They cannot hold the executive to account. The moment you raise your voice about a shoddy job done in your ward, or about work which has not been done in your ward, then you are at conflict with the leadership of the day, and maybe you are in conflict with the governor of that county. And that is why many MCAs, they are afraid to speak, even though their work is to speak. You know, my work as an MCA, after I have passed the budget, a budget is one of the most important legislations that counties pass. You know, upitisha budget ya county, hiyo ni sheria. Because that sheria should be operationalized for 1 year. Lazima ifanyike kwa mwaka mmoja. Because tunasema lima hii barabara, jenga hapa, fanya kule, and we allocate money to that. And then that law has got a time frame. So what happens? Why in my ward, when I've allocated resources, that a year passes, that budget comes to an end, and something has not been done, and I can't complain, is because we are held hostage, because you are afraid. If I complain, maybe the governor and all the government will think that I'm fighting them.
So in such a scenario, what do you tell the electorate? The road you promised has not come, despite ensuring that it's in budget, but it has not been delivered. What do you tell them?
You have to be very honest. What is happening in Kenya and in our county, we the leaders, we the MCs elected and nominated, and even entities like IEBC, they are poorly performing. They only wait for the electioneering period you see them working. But this is the right time. They should be giving civic education to the electorates, telling them that the work of a senator is 1, 2, 3. So next time, when you elect a senator, elect somebody with these and these qualifications or qualities. The work of an MCA is this and this and this. So that there are distinctive roles, and there are people to understand. As things stand today, our electors are naive. I'm told they don't know. They are green. They don't know. When the road has not been done, all the blame comes to the MCA. Yet the MCA has no powers, has no resources, has no influence. You know, after he has passed the budget, which is a law, his work almost ends there. He moves to another notch of doing oversight. So the people who receive the bluntness of emotions from our electors is the MCA.
Now, in a scenario where you passed the budget, let me just work with what you just said. Maybe you've allocated a certain road in the CEO, and then it happens that despite the money being allocated, despite the road being captured in the budget, it is not done. Do you ask yourselves where the money goes?
Yeah, I do ask myself where the money goes, and I know where the money goes. Budgets are time-bound legislations. Like now, we have started the process of making a new budget. By next month, we will pass our budget, which will run 2025 June to 2026 June. In this 1 year, you need to procure all projects that are in this budget. You need to do them before June. Actually, literally, you need to do them and pay before June next year. But what happens in most counties? That does not happen, because of conflict of interest and so many other issues that arises. What happens when something has not been done in my ward? What happens literally is it becomes a pending bill. A pending bill is something which was supposed to be done the previous year. It has not been done. Now it is going to be done then the following year. That is not a very good state of affairs in counties, because it means you asked for money from the government. The government gave you the same money you wanted, but it told you in 1 year, make sure you have finished this month so that we can give you another one. But the year ends, still you have a change.
Now,
So it's not very good indicator in terms of development. Who serves us is the common mwananchi. For example, in my ward, I'm doing a market that I passed in the budget 2022-2023 when I entered in this assembly. Up to this time is now I'm struggling with the contractor, even to do roofing, 3 years down the line. You know what that means? I have denied services to the end users, who are my electorates, well in time. You know, justice delayed is justice almost denied. You see,
you people have a session where you can engage the governor of the same?
We do have a session. The governor of KISII, from the onset, he appreciated that there were issues. For example, we did not have enough QSs, quantity surveyors. We did not have enough engineers, and that it necessitated him to hire more people because we had only one QS. This QS is the one person who was running all the projects in the county, one single human being. Then we have hired more than 6. So at least now, even preparation of BQs, bills of quantities, that specifies what should be done in a project, there is slightly being done quicker. And so we are anticipating that maybe in the subsequent budgets, we want to see procurement being done very fast, because you procure based on the BQ that you have made. So for that end, I can congratulate the governor. He has tried to hire people, but you know, our end users, the people on the ground, they want to see real development. They don't know about what is happening in offices, whether you don't have engineers. That is none of their business. For them, they are saying, you told us you want to do a classroom here. Where is the classroom? You cannot go and tell them, no, we don't have enough engineers. That one, it doesn't cover well with our electorates.
On the issue of the autonomy of the county assembly, so that could be a constitutional issue where you need some powers to be passed to you.
Yes.
Have you, as MCAs in the last 3 years that you've been in power, tried to come together and maybe organize yourself to ensure that there's a bill forwarded even to the National Assembly so that such kind of electrification can be done?
Thank you, Abel. We have a body that agitates for our welfare, which is called CAF, County Assemblies Forum. It has been petitioning the Senate. The Senate passed a bill recently, I saw, which tries to give us a ward development fund. You know, it makes no sense. When you have wards as the smallest units in leadership of this country, but then you deny them resources, then you heap the resources at the constituency level. For instance, in my constituency, Bobas, we have 8 wards. Instead of you decentralizing this money to ward level, so that the MCAs who know where the problem is in the ward can have a fund which they can easily address the problem, you concentrate this money as a CDF. Okay? That's why you have seen many members of parliament across the country, including women rep and senators, they are trying to pass a law or to anchor their CDF and the Senate fund and then GAF money into law, because what they have been doing is illegal. That money we have been receiving is not there in any constitution. It's now they are doing public participation. The aim is they want to anchor it in law so that they can be receiving that money legally. Now you wonder, if these people have got the spirit of devolution, why are they not agitating so that wards can also have funds? You know, you are there ceremonial. Many people give hype to the position of MCA. They think that being an MCA is a supernatural thing, is a big position. There's nothing like a big position, because you cannot make any decision or for your own. And even on behalf of your people, you have no powers. Even if today I went to my ward, as it is raining now, and maybe I find a bridge has been swept, I don't have any kitty, I don't have any fund I can address the problems they have. So MCAs are virtually ceremonial. They're just busybodies, including myself, because you have no teeth to bite. You are just there, called an honorable member who cannot solve an immediate problem in your ward because you have no powers, you have no access to resources. Yes, until the government of the day realizes the importance of devolution. If I may ask you, why should we have CDF, yet we have wards Why, and if I may ask you, what is the rationale of sharing CDF to wards? There's a time I raised an issue with my member of parliament. I even did a serious mandamano for him. Because when I looked at how he allocates resources, I saw my ward was missing out in maybe 4 years in a row. Or the amount of money being allocated to my ward was not equitable with other wards. Because we do not have a rationale or a formula of sharing the CDF, and it's going to one person, one member of parliament, you cannot question him. Why did not give word X and he gave word Y? Then my question is, if the spirit of devolution lives in this government, this CDF, if we receive, let's say, 300 million in the constituency, it could be best this money to be disintegrated, to be brought down, actually to counties, so that this money can straight impact on the lives of the common Mwananchi. Yes, because I tell you for a fact, the higher you go and the higher you concentrate the money, the more corruption you encourage.
It's true.
You see, if the money is in Nairobi, there are so many brokers for the money to come to constituencies, from constituencies to effect on the common Mwananchi down in the wards. Why don't we create just a ward fund and do away with the CDF? If our members of parliament are serious in terms of development, then they can act as, you know, as overseers of that fund, or they can also act as people who do oversight of that fund.
So, Mheshimiwa, just to ask, in that same very question on autonomy. So, specifically, who should fix the problem of you people getting development at the local levels, the ward level that you need?
The Senate is the father of devolution.
So, law should be created there?
Actually, yes. Why do we have the Senate? Then we have the National Assembly. All of them, they purport to be passing laws. Senate are there as safeguards of devolution. Actually, minus devolution, the Senate will be scrapped. So we need to see our senators, including our super senator Onyonga. We need to see him agitating for devolved funds. Actually, not to counties, to wards, not counties. As we speak, we do not have a law that governs how much money should be spent on wards. We receive about 13 billion in KISII County. 60% of it goes to recurrent expenditure. We have about 4 billion to do development. Ask me a question. How do you distribute this money? So that we ensure that the 45 wards we have in KISII County are equitably represented. There's no equity in terms of distribution of resources. If the nearer you are with the leadership, or the nearer you are with the governor of the day, the more developments you get to your ward. And this is wrong.
That's wrong.
You see, it is wrong. Why? Because why is it happening? We have no standard formula of sharing revenue. You see, across. Who should be defending us? MCAs can make noise in KISII County, they cannot change the course. It's only the Senate that will stamp authority and rectify this mess which is happening to ensure that every ward has got an equitable distribution of resources. What we did in KISII County with Governor Simba Arati, it is a bipartisan agreement. It was not a legal agreement. We agreed in principle that let every ward at least get a minimum of 27 million in terms of development. Not that the money MCS carry, but the money that goes to my ward must be 27. But still, you realize I get my basic 27, but if the governor favors me and if he wants to do something in my ward, I can get it to 50.
Yeah, sure.
And nobody should question. Because now you have gotten your 27, the other remaining money, the governor can fix as he pleases. Why? We have no law that binds them.
Have you guys tried to reach out to Onyonga, have a meeting as MCAs and push?
Unfortunately, Onyonga is my good friend. Unfortunately, since the time we were elected, he has never called a caucus of MCAs in KISII County, and that's unfortunate. As our father, in terms of being our representative in the Senate, he ought to have done that. I hope maybe from this interview he's going to see sense, trying to engage us. You know, people fear to engage other politicians for so many reasons.
Yeah.
But it's good that he calls for such a kind of a meeting because we are rightly under his nose, that we try to air our frustrations, for example, to him, and we see him addressing them in the Senate. That would be good. So far, he has not done that.
Okay. So we challenge him to do that.
We challenge him to do that. It's very important. It's key. Because he exists because we exist.
This is true.
Yes.
One day the governor came into office, that is Governor Simbarati. He said open and publicly that they have built 128 classrooms for ECD across the entire KISII region. From your point as an MCA, was this that?
From where I sit, I want to believe it was a slip of the tongue. I just want to believe. I just want to believe it was a slip of the tongue. But in my whole constituency where I come from, is for the first time we are seeing classrooms being there. Actually, none has been finished so far. In eight wards, that's Boba's constituency. I don't know about other constituencies, but in my ward, to be specific, there's no ECD classroom.
So at first, it was a slip of the tongue, or maybe lying.
I don't want to imagine that lying, you know, that would be criminal. But I just want to think that it was a slip of, or he was just playing politics. He was just playing politics.
Now, as we speak today, there are also allegations that money is always returned to the exchequer at the end of every financial year, ever since Simbarati came into office. And when I went to the books of the control of budget, it is true that there's money that is always returned. What is the explanation of the governor to you about this?
Thank you. That is true. You know, that's a fact you cannot hide. We always return money, or we always have unspent balances. Those monies that we don't do or we don't consume, it means either the contractor was given work, he has not finished within that period of 1 year, and so he has not been paid. That's one reason why money can go back. Like now, any contractor in KISII County who was given a job to do, like now, if he cannot finish his job by 1st of June, that money is likely not to be paid. It must spill off to the new year.
Meaning, if maybe a contractor fails, he's not paid.
He's not paid.
But he has delayed services to the people.
Yes, yes, there's a.
Do you penalize these contractors?
We don't have a law to penalize them, unfortunately.
They're just left.
They're just left, and they will come when they want. And they will come and they give you an explanation and tell you, no, I was facing financial challenges. I'm ready now again to go to site. And if you agree, you allow them just to go.
When they are proposing to carry out a certain project in the counties, don't they give timelines?
They do give timelines, but they are not strictly followed. And that's why there are flaws in procurement processes. They don't strictly follow them. Actually, let me tell you, counties work on loans. KISII County and the Kenyan government, every project that is happening today, it is borrowed money. What am I trying to say? I give you a tender to do a road in my ward. I don't give you money. You use your money, you finish, then I pay you back. Which means I borrowed money from you at first. Why? Our governments, they are running at a deficit budget. They read budgets, after they read budget, but there is no money. They read budget, then they start collecting money. That's the problem we have with our systems. We say this year we are doing a budget of 1 billion, for example, as a county. But do you have that money? You don't have. So we do a budget, then we start collecting from Amamboga and maybe waiting money from the exchequer. But one thing I have to say on camera, it's very bad that money comes to the county that in the whole year we are unable to consume and it goes back. It taints the image.
Not once,
not twice. That's what I'm saying. It's twice. It's perennial. Yeah. Every other financial we have done. That it taints the image of the county. And that tells us that we do not have proper technical people to assist us in managing this county. The governor is out of question. We ask you, the implementers. That is why in civilized societies, ministers, chief officers who are responsible in departments, because projects are put in departments. If it's roads, it's anchored in the roads department. If it's kujenga hospitali, it's in health department. With our committees in county assemblies who are active, you could not see money go back. But because we MCAs, we have failed. Don't the governor? What have we done with him when money is going back? We have never asked. We have never censored him. We have never had a censor motion. Have we ever called a minister or a chief officer to the floor of the assembly to explain why a market which was supposed to be done in Masike East has not been done? The answer is no. So what are we saying? We are compliances. So we should not scatter blame to the governor alone. The blame squarely is for the entire county, is for MCS also, including the chief officers and the waziris who work.
What should be the solution to that? Because now, if the MCAs are failed,
yes,
they are one of them.
Yes.
So what do you do, especially the electorate?
The electorate have to be very careful and very sensitive. That's why I said, even in this kind of a media that we are doing, let us do civic education so that Mwananchi can understand. When you raise this issue that no, our money is going back, Mwananchi is going to think you are fighting the governor. Mwananchi is going to think you have war. They would not think that you are actually asking what is entirely your rights and responsibilities. So because our people are poorly informed or they are misinformed, that's why everybody wants to take a comfort zone. Unaenda huko kwa matanga, watu wanakuwekea, they shout at you, they abuse you, you just swallow it. I can tell you, up to this time, the MCS who cannot even go to their wards to attend burials because most of their works have not been done. In my ward, for example, to date, as we speak on a Thursday, no single road has been done for the last 1 year.
In your ward?
In my ward. In Masike ward. You see, and that puts me at a crossroad with my electorates.
How close are you then?
I'm not very close with him of late.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not very close. The last time I shook his hand is a year ago. And we differed slightly, and maybe the approach I have to leadership and politics, it conflicts with his. But I'm happy to note that that narrative is now changing. Our hearts are a bit softer, and we hope we'll be working together in the days to come. You know why? When I represent my people, and I see nothing fruitful coming out of the formation that I am in, as a human being, as a normal person, I must raise a concern. It's true. And because if I don't raise a concern, my electorates will raise a concern. And if they raise a concern, they're going to send me home. Yes. So it's better they send me home knowing that I was talking than just dying quietly. But I want to also commend him. After the noise have been making, some work is now starting to be done in my ward. I have seen all the 3 health facilities in my ward. Contractors are on site, and I'm very happy. I've seen the boreholes that were supposed to be drilled in my ward. They have been done, and I'm happy. The only thing I'm asking is for the roads. And my budget, the one I told you of 27 million that I had in this financial year ending next month, all of it allocated to the roads. So I expect that by the end of this financial year, may God do miracles. The roads to be done, so that I don't spill my budget the next financial year. Should that happen, again you will see me agitated like never before. And that one is a guarantee I can give. Yeah, there's actually a time I wanted to go and flash out one contractor from his home.
I saw it.
You saw it. Because we gave the contractor a tender, 3 years down the line, he came and asked for half of his money from the county. I agreed, he was paid. He did not use that money in that project. He has used it maybe elsewhere. That anchored me. Then I wanted to mobilize my people. We go to his home. We take the roof of his house. We bring it to that market. Because that is the only language our contractors should understand. On this one, the governor has no problem. Because he has given the contractor a job. He has given him even money to do. But the contractor is not doing it. Why should I fight the governor when I know the problem is with the contractor?
Don't you think if the governor speaks to the contractor, it will act much more faster?
I would not want to know whether they are even conduits, or they are friends, or they are relatives, or whether they even talk. As a people's representative, mine is to follow their coin to the last minute. Whether they are talking, that is none of my business. How is he building governor's image when he has been on site for the last 3 years? Yet the contractual period is actually 90 days. In 90 days, you need to finish the job.
Sure.
But he has been there 90 times so many days. Sure. So is he building that the governor's name? Is not.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. So one way of safeguarding Simbarati's name is by fighting the contractors in my ward to deliver.
Perform.
Yes.
When Simbarat was coming into office, he talked of ghost workers. And one of the problems that the highway did, actually beyond the threshold. So as we speak today, were there ghost workers?
There was an audit that was done. The audit revealed that we had a number of ghost workers. In what sense? I just want to explain what I know. What were these ghost workers? Were there magicians in the payroll? The issue is you realize that some people, according to the report, some people had duplicated IDs. Your name is Abel Nyakundi. You will find Nyakundi Abel, same ID. That is what we had. Though that report has never seen the life in the assembly for perusal and discussion, so that it is put in public domain. But the issue with human resource, it is a crisis even in the whole country, even national government, and it should not be done. It should not be done on a political scene, because this is a professional issue. The professional issue should be handled in offices. The only issue we had is the approach on how we dealt with it. Because now people are asking, how many ghost workers were removed? I'm privy that the people had fake papers. They have been laid off. Some have been suspended. Because there are a few who were found having fake certificates, okay, which were not genuine, especially Form 4s. We sent a list to NEC. The NEC said that no, the following names, we do not recognize their certificates. A few of them, and there was somewhere I know them, they are out of work. Yeah, but it has not been brought out by the Public Service Board, which is the entity mandated to employ and to speak on behalf of the workforce. They have not come out clear and explain to the public that no, after the forensic audit, this is what we did, this is what we arrived at, and this is what we are managed to save. And then one begs a question. You have laid off people. Assume the ghost workers existed, we have stopped their salaries. Where are the developments? That's the question any average-minded person will ask. You see, so when you ask that question vis-a-vis the wage bill, which you are saying, we have not done much. We have not reduced the wage bill.
You know, you were wondering, because, okay, the blame majorly actually goes to the MCAs, but we have realized that you people are turning around the cab.
Yes.
But when you look at, like, for instance, the drivers that they were talking about, when they were vetting the people at the study, they said there are about 80 vehicles, yes, but there are 250 drivers. Were those even drivers sacked?
They were not sacked, but the political answer you will get from anybody is they were redeployed. They were given to other departments where they were doing different jobs. But which one you might not know. You see, and I am telling you, MCAs, they only get facts if they come to the assembly. Anything that the governor speaks outside, which has not emanated from the assembly, we treat it as politics. Anything the president comes on top of a vehicle, he talks. Everywhere he goes, he talks, and the governor also does the same. That is actually a political statement. Unless that thing has been brought substantially to the floor of the assembly, where the people's representatives sit, debated, and agreed on. If that has not seen the light and the day in the assembly, that is just politics.
KTRH,
yes,
it is a national hospital, but we know the county has a big role to play. There have been complaints on machines and also medications. Is it a concern of them as well?
It's a serious concern. This is the only referral hospital we have in KISII County. There was actually 3 or 1 month ago, we wanted to stage a demonstration or a walk, or we storm. As MCS. We wanted to adjourn the house and walk to KTRH to do fact-finding on what's happening there. Then when we looked at it, on the flip side, then we said we will be shooting ourselves on our feet. Because what are we communicating to the patients who are there? What are we telling the public? That we even ask, we have lost hope in that entity. And then we said that will not be a good approach. We mandated the Committee on Health to go there, do fact-finding on what is happening. So many complaints are coming from here. And let me tell you, these issues, they cannot be fixed by one person. These issues, even if the governor wanted to go to Nyamache, to Gesusu, to everywhere, to fix issues there which are happening in hospital. He cannot manage. That is why we say let power and leadership be dispersed. Let it be decentralized. If you have a waziri responsible in health, let him just take the mantle and delegate to the chief officer, for example, down to SMOHs, and the people who are clinic officers down the lane to the dispensaries. But if you want to concentrate everything in one person, that you are the one speaking on behalf of KTRH, you are the one speaking on behalf of health, you will have a backlash. What we are lacking is a proper management of this facility. Because every day you go, patients do come, not only from KISII County, even from neighboring counties. Why don't we have an MRI working? We have always asked on the floor of the assembly, including myself, how do a patient comes to a government hospital as big as KTRH? You are told, go to the private for CT scan. That is madness.
And now, what did you eventually do as MC?
No, we are waiting for the report. You see, we cannot act minus, as I told you, until a document is tabled in the assembly from the concerned department. Then you pronounce yourself on the document. But anything that you will speak will not hold waters until we have debated and we have taken a resolution. So as things stand, the committee is doing its investigations. We are waiting for the report in the assembly. But me and you know that things are not okay.
When did they start the investigation?
Before we went to recess, like 2-3 weeks ago. 2-3 weeks. Because we have been on recess, we resumed yesterday on Tuesday. Yeah, so we expect by next week, because they were given a period, by next week we expect them to bring a report.
Okay, now what I know, I've been there are no medications, especially on the shelves. You find very basic ones and they're very cheap. And the CT scan you did, it was not working at some point. I'm not so sure whether they have prepared it right now. So it is really a report that we're waiting to see how MCAs are going to work.
Yeah, it's coming, but I'm privy that now medicines have been brought. We were told in the assembly, that one I can tell you with authority, that madawa yamekuja hospitali and it has been distributed to all our facilities. That was on Tuesday. We were told that the drugs have arrived from KEMSA, and I hope every facility in KISII County, it has drugs. But the problem is these drugs which come, you know, they take a long time to replenish. Because unajua watu ni wagonjwa, so daily drugs come, they finish within a week, and then you go back to stage zero. Because we have to do pooled purchasing. There's something again I want to mention. For us to get it clear in the health sector, let us decentralize issues to purchase food drugs to sub-counties, to level 4s. Level 4s, let them order their drugs directly from KEMSA. As things stand today, it's only the center here, where the capital city headquarters, which procures drugs for all the hospitals we have in KISII County. And that's why you are seeing the problem. Because kama drugs hazijafika hapa, so all facilities, they do not have drug medications. If we could have decentralized that, Ogembo, they order their own drugs. Nyamache, they do the same. Gesusu, they do the same. KTRH, they order. Zikiisha, they place an order on their own. So it will be easier for us even to know which SMOH in a specific hospital is not performing. As things stand, you cannot blame an SMOH in Nyamache. He will tell you have not supplied me with the drugs. What do I do?
A challenge.
A challenge.
Usually, the governor not once, also not twice, has mentioned KTRH itself raised 200 million shillings as a FIF. But later on, when I went to check from the books, I realized that the entire KISII County, the hospitals bring about revenue of about 90 million. Did you question this? Because we have said it before.
You see, let me be political on this one. Anything that a politician speaks in barrios, in mikutanos, kwa barabara, anywhere you find them, which is not an official statement, treat it as politics.
Why should we tell the governor?
No, treat it as politics, because I cannot confirm to you. I have no evidence of the 200 million. I have not seen it in the assembly that we are collecting 200 million per month or per
financial year.
The whole financial. It should be more than 200 anyway. It must be more than, because the amount of money that KTRH, even we allocate to KTRH, is a lot. Is close to 500 to 600 million. So if we only get 200, that will be a loss. Okay, it could be maybe per quarter. That would be better. Per quarter you can get 200 million. Because even daily you go there, they could be doing close to 100, I mean to 1 million. A lot of money. The MRI, the CT scan you are saying alone, it's costing 7,000 or 10. So what I can only say, as KISII County, we have a challenge in our health sector. And it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed off politics. It should be fixed professionally. Allow the professionals in the health sector to give solutions. They are the people who knows where the problem is. I have just suggested, as a layman in health, that the issues we have, decentralization of medication. Let us implement the FIF Act, which says the amount of money level 4 collects, let it be utilized at source. As things stand, it is not prudent to tell us that we are collecting 200 million as revenue. The hospital, you can't do business with sick people. It's supposed actually to be free and subsidized.
Yes.
So what we are saying, if Nyamache has raised 1 million, let that money be spent there.
Yes.
You pay the cashiers, you pay the watchmen, the cleaners, the suppliers who bring food. Iyo pesa to make happen. There is a leakage somewhere, you paint. That money should not come to the county as revenue. That's when you will see life in the health sector. But as long as you say every money we collect from even dispensaries, bring them to KISII so that we can allocate it as a budget, you will get it all wrong.
Now, as we almost sum up, as we speak today, we have one of our own, Dr. Pedro Matiang'i, going for the presidency. As the members of the County Assembly of KISII, are you people mobilizing yourself or determined to campaign for him to support him?
Thank you. Matiang'i's candidature has elicited a lot of reactions from the local politicians, MCAs, members of parliament, and anybody who is eyeing a political seat. From the onset, let me tell you, I will support, and I'm supporting Matiang'i's candidature 100% as a KISII, as a leader, and as somebody who yearns for a progressive change. Number two, you don't expect the candidature of Matiang'i to be discussed, for example, in the assembly, because this is just a political issue which does not directly affect the lives of our people. It's somebody's ambitions, But as a people and as a people's representative, I have to say that KISIs, or the people from my ward, I can tell you 95% of them, they will rally behind him. And there is a notion I want to dispel, that every other time our local leaders stand, in podiums, in barrios, in TVs like these ones, you hear them praising Matiang'i and behaving as if they are campaigning for Matiang'i. Our people must know that as a Homosi community, in one accord, we have agreed we are going to support Matiang'i.
Yes.
But is that enough? The answer is no. So what next? What next is how best will you and myself influence people outside this community to rally behind Fred Matiang'i. That's when we can make, a good standing in terms of winning an election. Personally, when I saw Matiang'i's, people, murmurs, rumors that he's coming to contest, I started looking for friends. I think I'm one of the first MCAs who went to Mount Kenya, to Wamunyoro, trying to hear what the mountain has to say. Because as we speak, an indisputable kingpin today in the mountain is none other than Rigathi Gachagua in terms of the current politics. When we went there, the gentleman welcomed us very well. I was accompanied by Unkova and Honorable Mheshimiwa Magara, Karen, and many other MCs, about 7 of us. When I arrived there, I questioned him many times, will you support Matiang'i? He says, and they said, and he keeps on saying, as long as we have anybody against the current regime, that anybody will be supported by the mountain. Actually, when I went there, many people thought these people are mad. How can they, these madmen and mad women, go to Gashau, who is branded as a tribalist? And that tag of tribalist, he answered it very well. He told us that everybody is a tribalist. He gave us an example. You have been given Migosio Gamba as the CS education. Are you not asking for more? We said indeed we are asking for more. Are you not tribals yourself? Are you not tribalists yourself? Why can't you agree that all those ministers who have been given positions from Luo Nyanza, why can't they just lead you? Don't ask for PS, because you are nationalist, you are not tribalists. Then we realize that everybody has got interest from where it comes from. A tribe is where you become a family person, a community person, you become a tribal person, then you become a nationalist. You cannot divorce your tribe. So then he told us he was willing to support Matiang'i 100%. And actually, the second time, now we went to Wamunyoro when Matiang'i was there.
Also, you accompanied him?
I went there to welcome. Matiang'i doesn't know Wamunyoro. All those leaders who left here, they didn't know Wamunyoro. Actually, they were using a GPS there. We are the first people who have been there before. We made a way for him. So we went there earlier because we knew he was coming to that function. We prepared a way for him, and I'm very happy with the young man, Mheshimiwa Kipagendi. I give him a lot of respect. He's somebody I never worked closely with, but I saw the way he was energized that day. A young man, a stout boy who was very firm and raffling with the wounds of that side. Then we were saying, no, this guy is a member of parliament, and so he was able to give a good guard to Mheshimiwa Matiang'i. We welcomed him. You saw us to Kahimba Uko, KISII. We welcomed Matiang'i very well. He felt at home. Whether he knows me or he will appreciate us, we don't care. We are doing it because of our community and because of Kenya. So the mountain is willing to support us. The people of Ukambani, if you realize the comments they made that day, all of them were trying to behave as if they are shielding Uhuru Kenyatta. Everybody who was speaking, they were saying things to do with Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes. And anybody who has been in politics will tell you that Uhuru Kenyatta favors who? Yeah. Anybody will tell you. So I can foresee that group of people, they are likely to support the candidature of Fred Matiang'i. Hapa nyumbani, let us not have division. Just let us agree in one accord. We are supporting Matiang'i. And even you have seen those members of parliament who did not attend during the homecoming, because they never saw it that it will be as big as it was. You have seen, like, I saw Manduku doing a clip saying that he's in, I don't know, UK. And so that please excuse him. He was in London. He was saying, please excuse me. And many others will be coming with the funny excuses that I did not attend because I was sick. I did not attend because... So that they are part and parcel of this formation. So the Matiang'i candidature in KISII County, you cannot go against it. Not even the governor will go against it. It will sweep him. You can tell. Yeah, I can tell you.
Now, as we wind up, let me talk about the Masige Ward, where you come from. So far, what are your achievements?
My achievements are meager, but I've tried to make strides. For the last 3 years I've been there, I've tried to do things to do with water. We have tried to fix water at Nyamache, the biggest urban center we have, though it's 90% complete. It's ongoing. We have fixed the water again at Nyamache Hospital, and we have allowed the community around there to tap into that water, so that is something positive. In Nyamache, we have an ongoing project of the back streets.
Before we leave the water part, what do you mean by fixing it? What do you mean by fixing the water issue?
I don't know. What did I say?
You say that you fixed the issue to be water.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to, because before there was no piped water. Okay. Yet that is the biggest urban area we have in Bobas constituency. And the headquarters for Bobas constituency. It is rightly in my ward. But now I'm trying to fix the problem that the water was missing. We are trying to fix. Though it has not been done fully. And also I've added it money in the forward budget. So by the time I leave, I will leave water flowing in Nyamache. I will leave the back streets working in Nyamache. Already we have secured 10 million. Maybe very soon we will be having the back streets being done. I've secured 32 million for Nyamache Stadium in this coming budget. I hope this money once put, we will see things in reality. That we don't just secure money, but you don't see anything being done in Nyamache. For the first time, I had fought in the assembly and secured 30 million for Nyamache Hospital. If you check the budget, you will see it's written Masike East. I'm the member of the Masike East. So I made sure we have money there, though it has been very slow, very sluggish to have a contractor come on site and do something. I'm just speaking in one area. We have fixed again water in Omokonge, ongoing. The borehole has been dug. Casting has been done. So we are waiting for the subsequent budget to do solarization and reticulation so that our people can enjoy the water. I fixed the water at Turwa, the highest mountain we have in our ward. Unfortunately, the thieves of that area, they came, they vandalized, they took the cables, the electric cables. So people just enjoyed water for 2 days, wakaiba, so we do not have water there. What I've done to address that in this coming budget, I've again secured 2 million. That money is going to do solarization of the area so that we don't have the cables running, and then we secure that area, at least people to enjoy the water. Where I've done in terms of health, Kionyo Hospital, the biggest hospital that I'm proud of in actually the entire sub-county, actually even the KISII county. It was done by CDF, by Honorable Stephen Manoti. He left it halfway. Today it has been approved. I feel very happy. And I hope going forward they will finish it before I exit office. I'm fixing Igoma Hospital. It was started during the time of my father. My father was an MC also. It was started by him, left abandoned. Now the roofing is ongoing. I'm very happy and grateful. Also, we have another hospital called Kiobegi, the maternity wing. It was done halfway during his time, also 2013 to 2017. And now, as we speak, the contractor is on site. It is going to be finished very soon. That is in the health sector. I have 3 facilities, and all of them, something is happening around them. On trade, I had suggested 2 markets. One is at Kionyo. It is now being done roofing, the one I was fighting with the contractor, and the one which is called Ontanji. It has not been procured, it has not started. That's where again I'm going to have another serious war, because I love fighting. In terms of ECD, I had allocated money to have 2 ECD classrooms, one at Kiobegi, one at Riamotari. But now I've agreed with the chief officer that they give priority to the Riamotari classroom, because children are just studying under the shade. Yeah. So we do not have an existing classroom, so they have just a temporary thing they are using. I hope he promised me that this weekend the contractor will be on site, and I'm praying for that. If that is happening, I will not have a problem. On roads,
the problem
is a major problem. This one is a serious problem. I don't want to bring the politics in terms of roads which happened, because before about 2-3 months a contractor came on site, issues of politics came about, and then the contractor was withdrawn to a different ward. But now I'm hopeful that the contractor is coming. My people have been very patient. They have been very respectful. They have not abused me. They have not judged me badly, despite the heated politics that I have been engaging myself in. They are still patient. I hope before June we'll have the 10 roads, major roads in my ward being done, because I budgeted for.
On the same issue of roads, there's this bridge when you're going to the hospital.
Oh, that is that is the national government. Okay. Because you know, any tarmac that you see around here, KISII County has not done a tarmac in villages. It only does in towns and the municipalities. Anything you see outside there is done by national government. Already that money was secured by the current member of parliament, Innocent Obiri, a tune of 23 million. They are doing a box culvert. Hopefully it will be done soon. I passed through there. I saw the work is going on very well. And people maybe are going to enjoy the service, which was cut off.
That one they need to speed up because of the hospital.
Yeah, because of the hospital.
Yeah,
sure.
Let me also ask something here. You as an MCA, do you visit the hospital and see how the services are being done?
KTRH?
Especially the one, no, I'm talking about the one from Nyamache.
The Nyamage district I do pass by. Things are not
next to the bridge.
Yeah, yeah. It is not performing very well. The hospital is just now we have appointed a new board. We hope the new board which we have appointed is going to revive that hospital, because as we speak the mortuary is dead. If you take the corpse there, maybe the rats will just vandalize your body. So we are expecting that the new board which is coming in will be energized to again, revamp that facility, because we have now actually again money was added to the 30 million. So we have about 100 million for that hospital, facelifting and the new structures. If you go there today, cabros are being done.
I was there actually.
The cabros are being done, and you saw from the gate. So something at least is being done. But you see what I'm insisting to our leaders, especially those who hold the leadership that can impact our people directly. Leave about the MCAs, these are just, I told you, those who are decision makers. Leaders don't overinvest kwa matofali na mchanga, brick and mortar. People, they will not value matofali, or they will not value a structure, a nice building with paint, if there are no services inside, if there are no equipment inside, if there are no professionals inside. That will be useless. Because I was doing a research. Why do people go to Waganga? Waganga, they are witch doctors. I'm a traditional doctors. Why do people go there? Most traditional doctors, they do not have nice homes. Most of them, they live in a place where you may never want to live. But you see rich people, learned people, they throng there to seek for help. Why? Because of the service. Because when they get the drugs which they get, it solves their problems. Then this tells me that matofali na kujenga si ya muhimu sana. The service is more important. I've been doing medical camps. I've done in my ward more than 30 medical camps. The way people respond to them is amazing. A medical camp is just a tent. Just a tent and a table. You realize you can pull up to 200 patients, 300 people coming for screening. But when you go to the hospital, which is made of brick and mortar, there are 10 in a day, there are 15 in a day. Why? There's a problem. Because they feel hapa mahali mheshimiwa yuko amesimama na madaktari, the service kazi iko. So people just tend to come. So as much as our government and our dear governors, both KISII Nyamira, as we allocate funds, let us also motivate workers, madaktari. Let us make their working environment nzuri, so that when they offer a service, mtu ana feel like he or she has been treated humanly by a human being, so that we can improve also the confidence of our people. Why our people nowadays they don't like governments is because governments speaks lies. What government promises is not what the government delivers. What the government tells them is not what it does. That is why many people have lost confidence in our governments, both national and the counties. So going forward, just a challenge, just try to motivate workers, tulete madawa, tuweke machines kwa hospitali. Hata zenye ziko mbaya hivyo tu, hata even if they are leaking. I have stayed in India for more than 7 years. India is one of the most advanced country in terms of health. You find a room, kanyumba tu, room mbili. Myself, I was operated in India when I was a student. The hospital I was operated in, it is just a 3-bedroom house for somebody, a doctor, and the backyard he has a clinic. He operated me there, Dr. Sunil. He has a theater, he has every machinery that you would imagine in a level 6 or a level 1. He does there. So that tells me it's not about kujenga magorofa na hakuna madawa, hakuna machines, hakuna experts, hakuna madaktari. Madaktari ni wale wako huko dakika mbili because they are poorly paid or maybe they are not paid equitably. Anapima tu saa 10, sure, ametoka ameenda kliniki yake. And so they are not working to just serve our people. They are working kumaliza wakati akimbie mahali ameitwa local. Why can't we make the working environment for our doctors better? Even our ECD teachers, they are struggling. Our TVETs, they are also struggling. Next time maybe you call me, we have to talk about TVETs, dropouts and all these people who cannot afford to go to regular universities. TVETs are there to tap their skills or to impact. Can be they can be profitable. You know, human beings are resources. Workforce is a resource. We better the resource so that we can increase productivity. If somebody has graduated with an E or a D minus, they can work to a TVET. They get skills. Akwe carpenter, akwe welder. So we are equipping this resource ya mtu with more skills so that it becomes more productive. Kenya and KISI will not prosper unless we spur development right from the grassroots. We are not going to have enough jobs. We're not going to create more jobs. Actually, the jobs are finished. We have to create jobs by ourselves. Yes.
Now, Mheshimiwa, just to wind up, I want to show you my experience at the market.
Okay.
A lady was delivered.
Yes.
And there's a problem with blackout. That's something you need to check. Maybe you can have a backup generator or solar installation to help in such operations. This lady just finished the delivery and then they still went on. People were assuming that if she could have, if the lights would have gone on before the work is done, how things will be. Yeah. So I think you need to work on that.
They have a budget
Actually,
of 12 million.
I promised the people of Nyamata that I'll not spend some.
Oh, did they tell you that they have a budget of solarization of
No,
that
they
place?
did not know because I was talking to the locals.
Or the locals. Now, if you spoke to the management, they have money to do solarization in that hospital.
Please push them.
They have money. And if it has not been done, I don't know.
It has not been done.
Then I will do a fact finding.
Please do a fact finding.
Yes.
Now, as we end up, please speak to the people of Masego.
Wow, thank you, Abel, for hosting me. And this is the first time I think I've done a show in English from KISI. The first one of its kind. I hope I've tried to express myself in a manner that everybody can understand me. I'm sorry if I offended somebody because it's not my intention. That's how I speak and that's how I reason. And it's good to be open-minded so that we can grow. Nobody has monopoly of ideas or monopoly of leadership. We all share ideas so that we better our society before we exit. To my good people, Masige East, I love you and I really thank you for so much holding on me. You have supported me. Please be patient. Your roads will be fixed. I'm in talks with the county government led by the governor so that we can just diffuse the tensions that have been existing for the benefit of my people. And to the parents out there who have children struggling, I mean, you have been calling me for bursaries. We had a court case which affected the entire country, but that court case ruled in favor of the counties. We expect money soon if nothing happens. So I thank you. Continue praying for me. Asante sana.
That is the Member of Parliament from Masige Ward who has been with us. I want to thank you guys for watching Supreme TV. Keep on following the videos that we do here. We're going to have so many conversations with our leaders. Please make sure that you keep following because that is the best support others give us. Mheshimiwa, thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you, my brother.
It has been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you, Abel.
Asante sana. See you next time.
Thank you.